Hello, good evening, and welcome to Off Track Small Talk. Throughout this week, we're going to be chatting to drivers about the 2021 season and bring you some of their exclusive car reveal pictures. Tonight, I'm going to be chatting to 175 Karl Hawkins. Karl, good evening. Thank you very much for doing this.
Hello, it's all right. Give me something to do at nights.
Well, okay. So let me start with that then. So it's Sunday night tonight. So last night, Danny Wayman's interview went out. Have you watched that?
Yeah, I did. That's the only one I've watched so far.
I'm offended. What did you think of Danny's? Did you like it?
It was all right. Yeah.
Good. See what's happening.
I don't have time to watch them all. I'm busy.
But you two are looking very similar. You've got that same kind of like beardy thing going on. I like it. You're very no.
Just laziness.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Right, so let's talk a bit about stock car racing. So you started Formula One in 2015. You moved from V8. Was the intention always to progress into Formula
One? I always wanted to, yeah, but I never thought it would happen. Because
Okay.
we never had much money or anything, and we didn't have a big yard, transporters. We had a 7.5 ton lorry, but obviously that's not enough for an F1, really.
Yeah.
But then we never thought we would, and then one day, well, it's a Skegness World Final. My engine blew up, and I was running in second in the V8s.
Huh?
And so then I was like, oh, bollocks to this. I'm not getting fun. So we sold them both and put the money together to buy one off Danny.
Okay. Yes. Was that the best decision you ever made, do you think?
Probably, yeah. I'm glad I did it.
Okay. So you're coming into your 7th season, 2021. And are you happy with your progress to date?
Yeah, it's been all right. Yeah. I wish I could do more meetings every year, but I just do what I can do, really. And
yeah,
I'd like to do more.
So what is it that kind of prevents it? Is it the cost aspect of it?
Yeah, just cost and time, really.
Yeah.
Time getting the cars ready every week and after work, and cost mainly. Just
Okay. So yeah, this is very much part of Team Wayman now. Has that been a positive influence on you racing?
Yeah, I think it's allowed me to do more meetings because obviously it goes on the lorry and we're all going anyway, so it cut half the price for us all between us. So I've definitely been able to do more meetings because of that.
Yeah. And just Frankie kind of give you some like pointers, tips, or is he kind of like let you get on with it and do your own thing?
It does help me if it asks, yeah, but he lets me get on with it mainly.
But
if I'm stuck with something, he'll just him or Danny or whoever just say, "Come on, we do this."
Good. That's good. That's a good thing. So a couple of years ago, you had 1 or 2 goes in a saloon at Skegness, I think. Was it a serious consideration to look at doing saloons instead of Formula One, or was it actually just want to have a go and see what they're like?
Yeah, well, I wanted to go because I get like an urge to do something, and I have to do it. Also, it just winds me up for ages.
Right,
and I was going to buy one and instead of F1s, and so I thought I'd do it, hire one, get out of the way, and then hopefully I can focus on F1s.
So was it a serious thought then? Did you think actually this is what I want to do?
Yeah, because of the cost of F1s and that, I think I could compete at the top in the saloon with my budget. But with everyone racing F1s up here, and it's just easier. And a lot of saloon racing's down south, isn't it? And
Did you enjoy the saloons? Because it's very much it was a lot rougher, I guess, in some respects than Formula One.
Yeah, I loved it really. Yeah. I think they sound rougher and they hit a lot more, but they're not as hard.
Okay.
The hits aren't as solid as an F1, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can get up a bit better on a Monday morning and not like thinking, oh, that hurts.
Probably, yeah.
Right. Okay. So you raced a bit in 2020, and you also had a hire car at most meetings. Is that something you're going to continue with in the future?
I have got another car at the minute. I'll do it a bit, but not a lot, I didn't think. Because when I'm doing that, I ain't got time to do my own car, so it's a bit.
Yeah.
It takes my racing, takes a back seat. That's what I wasn't too bothered about last year because of what was going on and all that. I thought I'd just focus on hiring one out and trying to earn some money instead of waste it for a change.
Yeah, and I think when when we talk to, I mean, Matt Newsom's a great example, and obviously the hire cars help fund his racing, but it does detract very much from what he's doing, and it is that kind of that balance, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. You can see with Matty sometimes. You can tell when he's had a good week on his car, and because he'll go well, but in other weeks you can tell he's had to fix 10 hire cars to get him out, and I think he always moans about his not winning the championship, but I definitely think he'd have one by now if he was concentrating on his more. But what you have to do, isn't it?
Yeah, no, thank you for that. Okay, thank you. We're going to talk about your Tarmac car shortly, which is kind of the main focus of tonight. But if we deal with Shale first, so what's your plans for Shale this year in terms of a Shale car? What are you doing?
Well, I was intentionally having a new Shale car for this year, but that hasn't happened. I've bent the roll cage hoops. That's it.
Okay.
And bought some rose joints, but so I've got an old Mickey Randall car.
Okay.
So I've cut all that up, turned it into a bit of a Shale car, like a dual surface car, really. That was going to be a hire car. It's got a massive cage on it because he's tall, and so it's going to be for a hire car. But I think I'm going to have to race it for a few meetings now until I do build a Shale car.
Okay.
So that'll get me through.
Okay, so just talking about Shale, like I remember a couple of years ago, you raced a very, very old Shale car at Bellevue. Yeah. What's the story behind that? Where did that come from?
Well, we was at Stoke on the Saturday, and I blew my engine up. I was doing really well in the final, and the engine was getting hot, and I was like, "Oh, keep going, it'll finish." And it got way too hot, and so we got back. I changed the oil and that, see what I could do with it, but it had to come out right. It weren't right, and so I wasn't going to race. And old man jokingly said, "Old man Frank, why didn't you race the London car?" And it just been sat in the back of the shed for about 3 years. Because he bought it, and it come with a load of spares and all that. So that's why he had it sat there. I don't think anyone raced it since Gate Cole raced it.
Yes, Jake Cole,
It sat there for 3 years, and then he was just joking. So I just dragged it out of the shed, put a battery on it, fired straight up. I was like, I'm racing this. Put my shockers on it, and Frank and Danny and that come out. He was like, "You're not actually racing this, are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm right." And put more shockers on it, didn't do nothing. Same tyres, didn't even touch it, and it absolutely flew.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. So then I raced it every Bellevue, I think, that year after
that. So where is it now?
Old man Frank sold it now. It went to Mark Calzoni. I think he stole the engine and that of it to go in a heritage car.
Okay.
I don't know what's happened to the chassis.
Were you sad to see it go?
Yeah, it was actually, yeah. I think, well, view's gone as well, isn't it? So,
yeah. You don't really need that now, do you, unfortunately?
No.
So you mentioned a dual surface car. We interviewed Danny, and obviously he's running a dual surface car in 2021. Is that an option for you? Have you considered that?
Yeah, I used to, didn't I? When I first started for about 3 years, and I think the good thing about it is that the whole car gets checked over every week.
Yeah.
And you don't forget nothing, because you know what you got to fix. When you do Shale, you do Tarmac meeting, and in the Shale for a month, you can't remember what's gone wrong with the Tarmac car at the last meeting, and you're like, and you get to the next one and think, oh yeah, that was that. And so I think it's better in that respect. But if you're doing every weekend, it's hard to have one car because you've got to have a lot of time to swap it over with your front axle, your brakes, shockers to do it right. Which Danny will hopefully, because he's not missing a few meetings and he'll have time to do it. So but I think because obviously there's not many Tarmac meetings this year, is there?
No.
If it's staying next year, I'm going to sell my Tarmac car halfway through this year and just build a Shale car and then have the Mickey Randall car for Tarmac.
Yes.
Tarmac car, there's a lot of money just sat there to do 12 meetings or whatever it is.
It is quite heavily weighted this year, isn't it, to Shale? And I guess we don't know what 2022 looks like, but absolutely, it's sensible. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about your Tarmac car then, because a couple of weeks ago on the BSCDA Facebook page, we exclusively revealed pictures of the car that you're going to be running on Tarmac in 2021. So just talk to me about the car, because it generated a huge amount of response when the pictures went out there.
Yeah, well, I built it for the 2018 season, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then the down bars were quite high. They was about 4 or 5 inches higher than normally, so I couldn't see the front and side wheel.
Right.
So,
Okay.
and you like to see it when it's locking up and stuff, going into the corners.
Yeah.
So it was quite annoying all the time. So then I decided this winter I was going to cut them off and get rid of them and put them lower again. So then obviously I had to repanel it, and then the wings wrecked. So I thought, oh, I need a new wing. And I was like, should do something different. And a few people have done it, but they like run the super stock wings, I think, and they look out of proportion to the size of the car.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. I told him, I said, like, we need to. And he agreed. He suggested it as well. Said that we need to do it so it looks in proportion with the car.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so big. But it's just something different. Hopefully,
Do you like?
We've got a little engine.
So, do you like the look of it? Because it does look very different. Do you know what I mean? Just by having no airfoil, it looks very different.
When I first put it on, I was like, we weren't too sure, but it's come together all right, I think.
Yeah. So the debate around do airfoils work? Can you answer that?
On Tarmac, I think they do a bit, but not as much as you'd hope.
Yeah.
You can get away without them. I'm pretty sure you can. I've seen my dad always goes on about it that every time you see someone roll over at Birmingham or whatever, they'd always go out and win the next race.
Yeah.
So he's convinced they don't do nothing and they just hold you back.
Yeah. So we'll find out.
To load up.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. So practical, and they don't help. So yeah, good. So the first meeting at. Say what? Sorry.
I think they do more on Shale than they do on Tarmac.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see, won't we? And I guess it would be a good kind of experiment this year. And certainly the first meeting is back on Tarmac is the British at Skegness. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So for those of you who didn't or missed, I guess, the pictures of Karl's car when we released them a couple of weeks ago, here they are now. So as we can see, the car looks absolutely fantastic. So real credit to you, Karl. Well done. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So in terms of obviously we spoke about the Waymans and you on the farm. Is there a healthy rivalry up there with you all?
Oh yeah, definitely. We all have to win at everything. Everything we do together. Each of us have a competition. No matter what we do, everything's just a competition. The best weld, anything.
Okay. Do you have a judge? Is somebody like judging it all to say who's the best?
It's normally me and little Frankie between the welding. And we always ask Frank, "Oh, what one's better?" And he'll always go, "Frankie's."
Is that because he knows it's his?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's unfair, isn't it? Yeah, it's not fair. You need somebody impartial.
No, it might be.
You mentioned Frankie, and one of the big talking points of last year was, and kind of going into 2021, is the Rainbow Roof Final. Has Frankie revealed to you any secrets about what he's been doing, Mark Sargent, in that race?
No, he ain't got a clue what he's going to do. He don't care. He'll just get on with it.
He very much wants to win it, though, I would imagine.
We've been winding him up about it. He wants to win it. He wants to win everything, doesn't he? But we've been winding him up about it, saying he's been done by a yellow top and all that.
Oh, really? How does he react to that winding up?
He don't care. Just laughs it off.
But inwardly, he's really seasoned, isn't he? I can imagine.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Karl, thank you so much for joining us tonight and doing this. Good luck for 2021, and fingers crossed the new style roof wings work on Tarmac.
Yeah, might become a trend. Yeah. Thank you.
Cheers, Karl. Thank you.
See ya. Bye.